China adopting national climate change strategies. In 2007, all the major summits adopted policy positions on climate change, starting with the G8 and including APEC, ASEAN, and the Commonwealth. In 2007, the United States launched a meeting of major economies aimed at contributing by the end of 2008 to the UNFCCC process. And 2007 culminated in a call from more than 80 heads of state or government at the high-level event organized by Secretary General Ban Ki-moon for a breakthrough in Bali. But above all, 2007 was the year of the IPCC. Its fourth assessment report was applauded at every stage of finalization and crowned by the Nobel Peace Prize. The report provides proof beyond doubt that climate change is happening and accelerating, that much of it is caused by the continued and increasing emissions of greenhouse gases from human activity, that this can seriously harm economies, societies, and ecosystems worldwide, especially in the poorer countries, but that we can come to grips with it and avoid the most dramatic impacts if we act now, and it does not have to cost us too much. So my question to the ministers who arrive here over the next days will be, what is your political answer to what the science is telling you? It seems inconceivable to me that any self-respecting politician can leave this beautiful island without an agreement on a Bali breakthrough. And this means three things. First, the formal launch of negotiations on a post-2012 international climate change deal. Second, agreement on the main items for these negotiations: reducing greenhouse gas emissions, adaptation, technology, and finance. And third, setting a timeline to finish these negotiations in 2009. Based on the progress that was made last week, lights seem to be on green for the launch of negotiations in Bali. Good progress has been made, both on the items which address today's concerns of especially developing countries, like adaptation, technology, and capacity building, and also on the discussions about the future agenda. But it's not a done deal yet. It'll probably take a couple of sleepless nights to get all countries, rich and poor, on board. If Bali will do what I hope it'll do, we are facing the enormous challenge of shaping a future climate change deal in only 2 years' time. This may seem like an impossible task of squaring a circle of conflicting interests, but I firmly believe it can be done if we can point the way on how we will turn 4 corners. Firstly, leadership by industrialized countries must continue. It needs to be driven by the recognition that an entirely new energy future must underpin strong and sustainable growth. To meet the 50% increase in the world's energy hunger, massive investments are needed in the order of $20 trillion in the period 2005 to 2030. Over 50% of this energy investment will have to go to developing countries, where demand and production increase most quickly. And 86% of these investments will come from the private sector. If we do not succeed in shifting this investment supertanker into a low-carbon direction, we are looking at a 50% increase of global emissions instead of the 50% decrease that the scientific community is calling for. A new international climate change deal is therefore very importantly about making private money go where it has never gone before, and that especially in developing countries. Secondly, bold action in the North can fuel clean growth in the South. Without cooperation, technology, and incentives, developing countries have little choice but to make the same mistakes that were made by industrialized nations. It's crucial that a new climate change deal put in place the right incentives to help developing countries go the green extra mile. Building on our CDM experience can help change course, a course that will not only safeguard clean growth, but also represents a huge investment opportunity and opens up new markets.